It's been a while since I don't do a video on the Use Case Manager app, and here's a list of the. So my most recent video was in February this year. Why is it that I'm making a new one? Well, because the new version of the Use Case Manager has some significant changes. One is that in the previous versions, it was most about avoiding false positive. I mean, things that are firing too much. Why is it that they are, and tune them? Now it also has an effect on the opposite. What is it that some of these rules may not be firing? This is a false negative. And you have several places where you can find those. So first of all, you have here on the activity, you can actually say, well, whether the rule has never been active or have not been active in a particular period of time. And why is that? So for example, if we say here, this rule has never, show me all the rules I have never fired. I'm going to click on anyone in here. And the obvious reason is to see whether you have not received that type of attack. But it can also be that you don't have the log source that you require for this rule to work. In this particular case, there are 19. And that's the beauty. One of the things that I like about QRadar a lot is the taxonomy of the way that things are parsed makes that one rule based on the categories of events are found by any one of these log sources works for all of them. You don't have to have separate rules for each of them. You find these filters also in two other places. One is on the tuning app. If we go here into the tuning app, we see that we have a similar filters, and this is more step-by-step guiding you to the process. And I did videos on these 4 tiles, not on this one that is kind of new. But there's another area where I encourage you to actually take a look at, because several things have changed there, and that has to do with the templates. So, and you have some inactivity things in here, also in here, rules not acting in the past 7 days, and you can actually start from here and then modify the filters and use them in your way. Now that I'm here, it is important to emphasize that the UBA used to be that the UBA had a link, and maybe the link is still there, but it's not functioning anymore. But that you look at the rules of UBA separate from the rest of QRadar. Well, there's no reason for that, and the Use Case Manager now incorporates them both on the ones that you have installed as well as the one that you have not installed. And see, you can actually click on any one of those templates. So for example, let me actually click on this one, and then you get to see similar data like the one you had before, whether it has a reference set that requires to be populated. The only thing that I like about the other one is that you can group these by like geography, authentication, and this and that. And you still have plenty of filters, both on the name of the rule as well as on all these filters to find what you want, nevertheless. Another thing that I have not emphasized in my previous videos, and maybe it was there, maybe it's a new thing, I don't know, is actually that you can look for example, what rules are contained in a particular package. For example, if I'm looking at the rules that are included in Sysmon, quite a few of those, you can actually select that as the primary filter, and then you can expand the filters by adding more criteria and find exactly what you want. So if by now you have not used this Use Case Manager free app, I strongly encourage you to go through it. In my personal view, this is the best and more useful. I mean, and why do I say that? Well, because to me the most useful thing in QRadar is all the logic that are on all those rules. But there are so very many of them, and they are so sophisticated that it's not easy to find them, to manipulate them, and to work with them. And this is the app that allows you to do that.